When I was approximately 10 years old, I was tested for cholesterol because my brother had an illness, and he's about 3 years younger than me. And they did some blood work and came up that both of our cholesterol was 550 points. And they actually tested it 3 times because they thought it was a mistake. My brother and I both went to specialists in 15 or 16 different states, and we were taking pills, we were mixing drinks together that we had to swallow, and nobody could help us. We couldn't lower our cholesterol at all. Approximately a year ago, I started the Rave Diet, and my cholesterol has gone from 550 to 225 in a year without medication. My doctors are adamant that I now go on medication, but I'm very confident that I don't need medication because I brought it down this amount.
And when you tell your doctors how you brought your cholesterol down, they've been unsuccessful with drugs and everything.
Right.
And when you tell them you brought your cholesterol down this far, the lowest it's ever been, how do they react?
They are skeptical that it's just from the diet. They ask me if I'm taking any other medications, if I'm on any kind of medication that it could possibly be, and they immediately tell me that I need to make sure that I'm taking supplements and that it may not be healthy because I may not be getting enough protein or iron, and that in addition to this diet, which they kind of scoff at, they believe that I should go on medication to lower it even more.
So the ultimate answer from your doctors is more drugs?
Yes, and I'm not comfortable with that because I've tried so many. I've had adverse reactions to many of them, and I just would prefer not to be taking drugs at all. I went down approximately 4 or 5 sizes in clothes as well after starting the Rave Diet.
Well, a couple of years ago, I had begun to experience pain in my left big toe. So I'd gone to the doctors, and the doctor had explained to me it was horrible pain, and pain so much that it was difficult to walk. I thought I had broken my toe. So I had gone to the doctors, actually gone to the emergency room. I had an appointment, but I couldn't make the appointment because it was bothering me so much. I decided to go to the emergency room. So I'd gone to the emergency room, and the doctor she looked at me for a little bit, and she had taken some blood work, and she diagnosed me with gout. And she had given me some medication to take, so I'd taken the medication, and it really didn't do anything for me. The pain medication worked, but the medication to get rid of the gout, if you will, never really worked. So I continued to experience gout up until, maybe a year ago. I started to change my diet a little bit. And then I noticed that the pain in the toe started to, especially on the weekends when I would exercise a little more, play basketball, do those types of things, I would experience quite a bit of pain, so much so that I couldn't continue to play. And I'd have to wait a couple days for the pain to go away. I started changing my diet. I noticed that the pain started to lessen. Then I started changing my diet to the Rave Diet, where I eliminated a lot of the things that I used to eat. And after doing that, I noticed that the pain in my toe, it went away. And it didn't take very long. It was a matter of perhaps a week. You would always experience a little bit of pain there, but after I changed my diet to the Rave Diet, I noticed that there was no pain, nothing. It just went away. So I was in a position to play basketball on the weekends, which I love to do, and continue to play, and I continue to play now. And I haven't experienced any pain with respect to gout-related pain, I should say, in a month now. So it's really helped me continue to do some of the things that I enjoy, or pick up doing some of the things that I used to enjoy doing. I just noticed over time that I'd wake up in the morning and I would experience swelling in my knuckles, discomfort. It wasn't real pain, it was discomfort and swelling, and I just figured, that comes as you get older. You hear people talk about as they get older, I get stiffness in my joints. So I went to my doctor, and he essentially said the same thing. He said, as you get older, you start seeing swelling in the knuckles. He says, if you look at your knuckles, you'll see that the size is it's bigger than it would normally be, than a typical knuckle would be. And he says that you'll continue to experience that. He said, as time goes by, perhaps we could give you some medication to alleviate some of the discomfort. So I changed my diet to the Rave Diet, and I noticed in the mornings, the discomfort, it was beginning to lessen. And over time, no more swelling. I wake up in the morning, and I mean, the first thing I do in the morning is go like this. And now I no longer have that discomfort that I once felt prior to changing my diet. In fact, I remember one time I was at my daughter's soccer game. This was a couple of years ago, and I had such pains in my chest that I went right to the emergency room. My wife said, just go to the emergency room. I went to the emergency room. They did tests on me. They couldn't find that there was anything wrong, and they said, you're fine, you go home. But I continued to experience the pains. I talked to my doctor about it, and he said it might be acid reflux. That might have caused some of the pains. And so he had given me some medication. That didn't work, so we stopped taking that. I changed my diet. I no longer experience any of the chest pains as well. So that's been a big change as well. I had my blood pressure checked. At that time, it was 150/94. I had it checked 7 weeks into the complete diet change, and it was 124/74. I called my doctor. I said, look, I've changed my diet, and as a result of changing my diet, my blood pressure's come down. I've been lightheaded. I wake up in the morning, I'm lightheaded. He says, well, go off your blood pressure pills. Stop taking your blood pressure pills because it's too low, and the pills are taken. So I haven't taken them for about 3 weeks now, and as I just said, when I had my blood pressure checked without the medication, it was 130/75 or 76, somewhere around there. So yeah, some wonderful changes.
Prior to being on the Rave diet, I also was on 8 medications. I am now on 3 medications. I am a diabetic, new onset type 2 diabetes. I was on insulin initially. I am off of insulin since I've started the Rave diet. I am now on just 3 medications. My sugars have dropped drastically. My cholesterols have dropped. My A1Cs, which is how they measure the urine, the sugar in my urine, have dropped to the point that they literally took me off of insulin. I had recently adopted a little child, actually a 9-year-old who's now 12, severe asthmatic. We no longer use dairy, and because of that, we're using the soy. He's not had one asthma attack, which I am extremely happy about. The Rave diet is what just changed my whole lifestyle. I stopped smoking. I'm never hungry. I'm literally never hungry. And I don't put on the weight. I sleep better.
My father was 35 when he had his first heart attack. It wasn't, a major event, but he has ongoing heart problems, and he's had a stroke. Both of his parents died as a result of heart disease. My mother's family is a lot healthier. But my father's side, they have a pretty strong family history of heart disease. When I decided to switch to the Rave diet, my cholesterol dropped from 249 to 166 in 7 weeks, and I also lost 19 pounds. I'm a chocoholic, but I really don't miss the chocolate anymore.
I was a diabetic, diagnosed when I was like 15. And I came here and they served the Rave diet, and over the period of time my diabetes went away, and they took me off medication, several medications I was taking, and no more, I didn't have to take it anymore. I lost 30 pounds. My mother's proud that I lost a lot of weight.
My weight dropped from 183 to 13 pounds less. My waist dropped by 2 inches. In fact, because of you, even my new pants don't fit. But the best thing of all is I truly feel more invigorated. For the first time in 5 years, running is fun now. And it's like those 3 5-pound bags of sugar that I had in my back are gone. I can run the same distance with less stress. I see the pot belly gone. I see my running improvement, and I see, sounds funny, but a newer, younger a younger 72-year-old Jerry.